What's going on? It's your boy, Brother L, and I'm back with another one. And this one is going to be about Cassie, Diddy, and what we can learn from this, and how this is basically a red pill 101 real life scenario that we can look at in real time and understand the nature of women, okay? And understand how a lot of these modern day women operate so that we as men don't end up like Diddy. Now, I'm not saying that Diddy is guilty or innocent, all right? That's for the jury to decide, all right? The one thing we do know is he beat the brakes out of Cassidy. We saw that on videotape, and I condemn that 1,000%. I'm not for laying hands on females. I'm not for that at all, unless you're at threat of your life. I'm not with it at all with laying hands on females. All right. Now, but what I want to say is that we got to look at this from day one, right? Cassie started out as a model. Okay. I mean, she's one of the most attractive women that I've ever seen before. All right, as you know, definitely as far as in the face and all of that. But and she has, she has everything that you would want in a model. Maybe not supermodel. I don't know how tall she is, but anyway, she started out as a model, and she caught the eye of a guy named Ryan Leslie. Now, Ryan Leslie was a music producer and an artist. This guy is a stand-up guy. The prototype, the guy that all the women claim that they want. He was a Harvard grad. He got accepted into Harvard at the age of 14. He was a freshman in Harvard in classes as a freshman at the age of 15. He went to Harvard. I'm pretty sure he graduated. I'm not exactly sure, but anyways, the guy went to Harvard. I'm pretty sure that he did graduate. But anyways, he caught the eye of music talent and all of that, and the guy's a genius. Literally, the guy is a genius. If you don't know, and I didn't know this either, it took a long time for me to realize, but that song, I'm addicted to you. All right, don't laugh at my singing. But anyways, that song, like, and Cassie was singing the hook, I'm addicted to you. Well, the guy in that song, if you can look that up on YouTube or whatever venue you use, look that up. That's Ryan Leslie singing in that song, featuring Cassie. And I think Diddy says a few words in it or whatever. But anyways, she was in a relationship with this guy. All right. And mind you, like, and this is how this is how Diddy actually met Cassie. Was he went to a club and they played her song in the club and all of that. And Ryan Leslie was typically he's not even a club type. He doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke. When I tell you this guy's a stand-up guy, I'm telling you, he's clean as a whistle. Doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, he doesn't club. But he said, all right, screw it. I made it. I got a single out. I'm gonna go to the club and see what's up. And that's how Cassie ended up meeting Diddy, whatever, through that. He's like, oh man, whose song is that? Whose song are they playing? And all that. And they were playing Cassie's song. So, anyways, that's how, in a nutshell, that's how Diddy met Cassie. And then while she was still in a relationship with Ryan Leslie, she started messing around with Diddy. Okay? Now, there's a lot of points in this. There's a lot of red pill points in this. All right? But I'm telling you, guys, you got to be careful who you let your woman around. First of all, you got to know what kind of woman you're dealing with. And then you got to be careful of who you let your woman around. He let his woman around the boss. Okay? Diddy was the boss. And so she leveled up. Hypergamy is a you know what. That's hypergamy. She leveled up and got the next higher man in a higher position with more status, more provision, probably could offer her more protection. She leveled up and went on to the next one. And then also, while she was dealing with Diddy, you know, she leveled up. She thought the grass was greener on the other side, like how a lot of women do. They leave the man that they're with, hoping to get another man that's better than the one that he's with, that she's with. And then turns out that Diddy was freaking the monster. She hated the relationship. She loved the benefits of it. She loved the lifestyle, the wealth that she got, the notoriety, the chance to make albums and all that, because he's the big shot, right? Ron Leslie's just a producer and an artist. Diddy is the owner of the label. So, she gets all of that, but she doesn't like to get beat up and all of that. So she ends up dating Kid Cudi, who Diddy introduced to her. Mind you, they're still in a relationship, but she ends up messing around with Kid Cudi, cheating on Diddy with him. Okay, why? Because she thought that the grass was going to be greener on the other side, but Diddy crushed that, and then she realized, well, he can't protect me from Diddy. Until she finally was introduced by Diddy to the trainer. Okay, so it seems like every time she's introduced to somebody who she sees as able to get her out of the situation, she goes to that. Now, is that a bad thing? Yes and no, because she can find a man who can get her out of that. But yes, it is, because she didn't even end the situations that she was in before she moved on to the next. Basically, Ryan Leslie was just a placeholder to get up to Diddy, and Diddy was just a placeholder in the meantime until she could find a way out to get another man. She tried Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi wasn't able to protect her because he got the car bombed out and all that by Diddy. So she wasn't able to move on with him because she saw that he was not able to protect her. But this trainer guy was able to finally get her away from Diddy. As much as he want to say, oh no, I didn't save her, bruh, you saved her from Diddy, bro. If she wasn't with you, she'd still be probably with Diddy to this day having freak offs. All right, so guys, you got to understand, you got to be careful who you introduce to your woman. You got to know who your woman is. If she's down for whatever, for some pissing in her mouth and all this old other dumb stuff and male gigolos, what the hell? She's not the one for you. She belongs to the streets. All right, guys, you got to be careful of who you vet and who you're dealing with. Make sure you vet them very well, because your girl might be for the streets and she might be down for a freak off. All right. Be careful who you deal with and take this as a lesson learned. All right, I'm going to cut this short. I ain't going to keep it long because got to go back to the job, to work. But go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think down there in the comment section, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Love y'all.